Saber Class 7 English Chapter 3 from the Diary of Anne Frank. From the Diary of Anne Frank Lesson 3. Activities. 1. Let's see how much we have understood. A. Where was Anne Frank from? Ansh. Anne Frank was from the Netherlands. B. How has the voice of Anne Frank reached out across continents and generations? Ansh. The voice of Anne Frank reached out across continents and generations through her diary. C. What did Anne Frank see lying on the table among her birthday presents? Ansh. Anne Frank saw a bunch of roses, a plant and some peonies lying on the table among her birthday presents. D. Why did Anne Frank remain in her bed lying till 6:45 on her birthday? Ansh. Because it was 6 o'clock. She was not allowed to get up that hour. That's why she remains in her bed lying till 6:45 on her birthday. C. Who does you in the lesson refer to? Ansh. You in the lesson refers to Annie's diary. F. What is camera obscura? Ansh. Camera obscura is a darkened room with a small hole or lens at one side through which an image is projected into a wall or table opposite the hole. G. Who welcomed Anne in the dining room? Ansh. Anne received a warm welcome from her cat name called Motai. H. Why does Anne Frank think that it is an odd idea for someone like her to keep a diary? Ansh. Anne Frank thinks that it is an odd idea for someone like her to keep a diary because she has never written a diary before and she does not think that other people will be interested in what a 13-year girl has to say. I. How does Anne Frank describe her feelings in one of her slightly melancholy days? Ansh. In her melancholy days, Anne Frank, while sitting chin in hand, feels too bored and thinks about whether she should go out or stay at home. J. Who is Kitty? Ansh. Anne called her diary as her best friend whom she can tell everything about and gave a name to the diary called Kitty. Q. 2. Read the text and write the dates related to Anne Frank's life. Date of birth, year of death, date of starting her diary. Ansh. Dash. Date of birth, the 12th of June 1929. Year of death, Kali March 1945. Date of starting her diary, June 12, 1942. Q. 3. Read the text and fill the columns with a list of the gifts given to Anne on her birthday. A. Gifts given to Anne Frank. B. Who gave them? A bunch of roses, a plant and some peonies, camera obscura, a party game, a lot of sweets, chocolate, a puzzle, a brooch, Tales and Legend of the Northlands by Joseph Cohen, Daisy's Mountain Holidays, and some money. Her parents and friends. Q.4. Let's learn some grammar. A. Read the following sentences carefully and note the use of the words printed in bold italics. I. Anne Frank started writing her diary in the summer of 1942. Today Anne's voice has reached out across continents and generations and her diary is one of the most important documents of the war. 2. Ryan started writing books at the age of 15. Now he has become a well-known writer. 3. Rashmi has started learning the guitar before a few months. 4. She has opened a music school. V. Sagar has gone out to play. NB. All the underlined verbs in the above sentences are used in present perfect tense. Present perfect tense is used to express that an action is over already. Now note the following sentences. I. Anne Frank started writing her diary in the summer of 1942. Later Anne's voice had reached out across continents and generations, etc. 2. Ryan had started his business long ago. 3. Rashmi had started a music school. The underlined verbs of the above sentences are used in past perfect tense. Past perfect tense is used to express an action over a long time ago. Example. The plane had landed before we reached the station. We had reached home 2 days ago. B. Fill in the blank space in the following paragraph about Rima with the verbs given in brackets. Rima was very happy on Sunday. She was given a diary on her birthday. She received other gifts too, such as flowers and chocolates. Her grandmother sent her a letter, which reached just on time. Rima bake biscuits, which she distributed at school. She also receive other gifts too, such spend some of her pocket monkey to buy a few stickers for her friends. Ansh, Rima was very happy on Sunday. She was given a diary on her birthday. She had received other gifts too, such as flowers and chocolates. Her grandmother had sent her a letter, which reached just on time. Rima had baked biscuits, which she distributed at school. She also spent some of her pocket money to buy a few stickers for her friends. Let us revise the different forms of the verb have. The verb have has the following forms. Class 7 English Chapter 3. Note how these verbs are used as helping verbs or auxiliary verbs in sentences. I have received 3 gifts. 2. Has, Rima has left just now. Both these sentences have the auxiliary or helping verb have in the present tense. Now read the following sentences where the verb have is used as a helping or auxiliary verb in the past tense. 3. Had, her grandmother had sent her a letter which she received this morning. 4. Had, we had given her a bouquet of flowers which made her happy. Now fill in the blanks in the following paragraph with the appropriate forms of the verbs given in brackets. Today. Be, a special day. Rima thought grandma have sent such a beautiful letter. I wish she has come here herself, but she have full ill and can't come. Ansh, today is a special day. Rima thought grandma has sent such a beautiful letter. I wish she had come herself, but she had fallen ill and can't come. Q5. Read the following sentence. The teacher handed out the worksheets to the students. Note that the verb handed is a main verb used in the past tense. Main verbs can be of 2 types. A. Regular verbs. These are verbs that form their past tense and past participle forms according to an established pattern. Most verbs have a past tense and a past participle with ed. For example, play played played, walk walked walked. B. Irregular verbs. They are verbs that do not follow the established pattern when they take their past tense and past participle forms. For example, drink drank drunk, ring rang rung. Some irregular verbs and their past tense and past participle form. Cut cut cut, hit hit hit. There are some verbs which take forms like the following in the past tense and past participle. For example, think thought thought, catch caught caught. Learn more about irregular verbs with the help of your teacher. You can also consult a dictionary for a list of irregular verbs. Arise arose arisen be, am is are, was been begin began begun blow blew blown break broke broken bring brought brought come came come choose chose chosen do did done. Now complete the sentences by filling in the blanks with the simple past form of the verbs given in brackets. I, another birthday has gone by, so I am now 15. I receive quite a few gifts. 2. Peter give me a lovely bouquet of peonies. The poor boy had put a lot of effort into finding a present, but nothing quite worked out. 3. Churchill was on a torpedo boat that shell the coast. Ansh, I, another birthday has gone by, so I'm now 15. I received quite few gifts. 2. Peter gave me a lovely bouquet of peonies. The poor boy had put a lot of effort into finding a present, but nothing quite worked out. 3. Churchill was on a torpedo boat that shelled the coast. Q6. Read the following sentences about Anne Frank. A. A 13-year-old girl in the Netherlands was given a diary on her birthday. B. The world would not have known had her diary not been published after her death. C. I'm not allowed to get up at that hour. The 3 sentences above are in the passive form of the verb. We use the passive form of a sentence when we want to focus on the action rather than who did it. In the active form, the sentences would be written like this. A. Someone gave a 13-year-old girl in the Netherlands a diary on her birthday. B. The world would not have known about her had her father not published the diary after her death. C. My family does not allow me to get up at that hour. As you can see, we focus on the doer of the action in an active sentence. Here are a few more examples. A. B. Active voice of the verb, passive voice of the verb. I write poetry. Poetry is being written by me. 2. I am writing poetry. 2. Poetry is being written by me. 3. I have written poetry. 3. Poetry has been written by me. 4. I wrote poetry. 4. Poetry was written by me. I had written poetry. Poetry had been written by me. All the sentences in column B are the passive, but they use different verbs to show the differences in the time when the action happened. Here are a few sentences about Anne Frank. Rewrite the sentences in the passive form. Anne Frank receives a diary for her birthday. 2. Anne is counting her gifts. 3. Anne has baked biscuits for herself. 4. Anne wrote a diary entry. Her parents had given her a blue blouse. Ansh. A diary is received by Anne Frank for her birthday. 2. Her gifts are being counted by Anne. 3. Biscuits have been baked by Anne herself. 4. A diary entry was written by Anne. A blue blouse had been given to her by her parents. Or, she had been given a blue blouse by her parents.